I can't imagine somebody doing this to this innocent child who was just a couple months short of her 2-year-old birthday.
19Y father beats and kills his own toddler just to punish her mother. On Valentine's Day 2024, while couples celebrated love, a young mother's world was torn apart in Macon, Georgia. 19-year-old Shondraya Spencer found her precious baby girl, Bella Amora Jordan, brutally beaten and stabbed, lifeless at just months old. The tragedy shocked everyone who knew them. Shondraya, a devoted teen mom, poured her heart into giving Bella the best life. Bella, a sweet and joyful baby, was the light of her family's life. They all promised to keep her safe, but no one saw the danger coming. Danger from someone they trusted. In a cruel act of revenge, Bella's own father took her life to punish Shondraya for a wrong he believed she committed. Terrified 911 calls brought police to the scene, where they found another bloodied victim. A desperate manhunt began to catch the heartless killer. As the investigation deepened, police uncovered a chilling history of abuse, manipulation, and shocking violence. What they learned about this man's dark heart left them stunned. This is the heartbreaking story of Bella Amora Jordan. Before we dive in, please take a comment to like and subscribe to be part of our growing community. Also tell us where you're watching from in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Bella was born in Macon, Georgia, a vibrant city famous for its music, Southern charm, and tight-knit community. Despite efforts to curb crime in early 2024, violence lingered. No one could have imagined a tragedy like Bella's would push the city's crime stats higher. Bella's story begins with her parents, starting with Shondraya. Born in 2004, she was a kind, beloved girl raised in a close Georgia family. At Northeast Health Science Magnet High School in Macon, her bright and friendly personality won her many friends. But one person stood out above the rest, Akeem Jamal Jordan, known as N. Akeem, also born in 2004, moved from St. Louis to Macon and attended the same high school. Sparks flew when he met Shondraya. Their young love burned bright, full of passion and promises. Akeem swore to give her the world, and Shondraya believed every word. To everyone around them, they seemed like the perfect couple, deeply in love. But beneath the surface, something dark was brewing. Akeem's love twisted into obsession, planting seeds of fear in Shondraya. What started as a dream was turning into a nightmare. Akeem's behavior grew darker over time. What started as a passionate romance turned into a nightmare of heated arguments, physical violence, and terrifying threats that Shondraya feared would come true. As their relationship went on, Akeem's temper became more explosive. Friends and family noticed a chilling change in him. He wasn't ashamed of his dangerous side. In fact, he bragged about it. On social media, he posted about his aggression, boasting he'd confront anyone without fear and hinting at the evil he was capable of when angry. He'd soon prove those words true. Shondraya, once swept away by his charm, now lived in fear and uncertainty. She was trapped in a relationship that grew more controlling and abusive by the day. She knew she had to escape before it was too late, but just as she found the strength to leave, life threw her a curveball. In 2021, feeling strangely ill, Shondraya took a pregnancy test. The result changed everything. She was pregnant with Akeem's baby. Now tied to her abuser, she faced a terrifying future. Still, Shondraya chose to focus on the bright side. She embraced her pregnancy with hope, thinking maybe fatherhood would change Akeem for the better. She saw her baby as a blessing amid the chaos. In May 2022, Shondraya graduated high school and started working at Foot Locker, while Akeem got a job at Walmart. The future looked promising, and she was thrilled for what lay ahead. That same month, on May 10, 2022, Shondraya gave birth to their daughter, Bella Amora Jordan. Bella instantly became the heart of the family, adored by everyone. For Shondraya, everything changed. Bella was her world, and she proudly shared every moment, big or small, on social media, pouring out her love for her little girl. Akeem, however, was a different story. Despite his active social media presence, he barely mentioned Bella. His lack of joy and pride as a father stung Shondraya deeply. Fed up with his indifference and escalating abuse, Shondraya made a bold move. She broke up with Akeem. It was a terrifying step, but with Bella to protect, she knew she had to act. Akeem's dangerous behavior was now a threat to them both. But leaving him unleashed a new level of darkness. On April 29, 2023, what should have been a simple prom shopping trip turned into a horrifying tragedy. Shondraya Spencer and Akeem Jordan, both 18, were on a break but still talking. On April 29, 2023, after a prom shopping trip, they went to Akeem's house and took a walk down a dirt road to discuss their future. What started as a calm talk spiraled into darkness. Akeem suspected Shondraya was seeing someone new. Worse, he thought it was his close friend. The truth broke him. Tears streamed down Akeem's face, but they weren't innocent. In a flash, he pulled out a dagger from a decorative sword set he'd bought on Amazon. He stabbed Shondraya as she begged for her life, blood pouring from her wounds. Desperate, she reminded him of their daughter, Bella. That plea finally stopped his rage. But this wasn't Akeem's first violent outburst. Barely alive, Shondraya staggered back to Akeem's house. His mother, Stephanie Jordan, found her bloodied and confused and rushed her to the hospital, praying she'd survive. Stephanie claimed she didn't know what happened, only that Akeem was acting erratic. Shondraya clung to life in critical condition but pulled through, unaware the danger was far from over. Deputies arrested Akeem and searched the woods, finding his clothes and the sword set.
The office says that the toddler's mother, Shondraya Spencer, reported the fight around midnight. Now, Spencer says that Jordan fought with and injured her mother and then took their daughter, Bella. Deputies later caught up with Jordan, the daughter, and a third person at the Timber Point Apartments on Old Clinton Road.
Thankfully, 11-month-old Bella was safe with her grandmother during the attack and was soon placed with Shondraya's family. Akeem hated this and blamed Shondraya, shockingly. Just 2 days later, on May 1st, 2023, Akeem was granted bond and released, despite facing charges of aggravated assault with intent to murder and weapon possession. A special warrant for another assault charge was issued in July but wasn't served. Akeem stayed free for months, a ticking time bomb. Then, in the early hours of February 14th, 2024, just after midnight, terror struck again. Shondraya made a frantic 911 call. Someone was bleeding, close to death. Bibb County deputies raced to the 3800 block of Flamingo Drive and were horrified by the bloody scene. They found Jean Dorn, Shondraya's kind-hearted grandmother, covered in wounds, including stabs to her head and body from a violent attack. But the worst was yet to come. Shondraya revealed the chilling truth. Akeem Jordan, Bella's father, was behind it all. Akeem Jordan, still burning with rage from over a year ago, when Bella was taken from him, returned to Shondraya's home on February 14, 2024 to start another fight. His mission was chilling, to punish Shondraya in the cruelest way imaginable. Akeem tried to snatch Bella by force, but Shondraya's brave grandmother, Jean Dorn, fought back to protect the child. Akeem's response was brutal. He beat and stabbed Jean, leaving her bloodied and battered. Then, he vanished into the night with Bella, putting her life in grave danger. The stakes couldn't be higher. Deputies launched a massive manhunt to track down this heartless criminal, but while the search spread across Macon, Akeem seemed completely unbothered. His actions shocked everyone. He was posting on Facebook about video, games, and mixing drinks, showing no guilt or remorse. These posts revealed the cold, unfeeling nature of the man police were hunting, a person capable of unimaginable cruelty without a second thought. The urgency skyrocketed. A bolo alert was issued for Akeem, believed to be driving a white vehicle. As the hunt intensified, police learned Akeem wasn't alone. His friend, 20-year-old Raheem Devar Farrell, who went to the same high school, was now his accomplice. Though Raheem's social media showed no signs of violence, he joined Akeem in this horrific crime. But their escape was short-lived. Deputies were closing in. At 3:03 a.m., police spotted the vehicle at Timber Point Apartments on Old Clinton Road. They called for backup and approached cautiously, knowing Akeem and Raheem were dangerous. But nothing could prepare them for the gut-wrenching sight inside the car. Akeem was holding his 20-month-old daughter, Bella Amora Jordan, who was covered in blood and unresponsive. Deputies arrested Akeem and Raheem on the spot and fought desperately to save Bella's life, but it was too late. Deputy Coroner Lonnie Miley pronounced the toddler dead at the scene, noting signs of brutal, blunt force trauma. An autopsy later confirmed the unthinkable. Bella had been savagely beaten and stabbed to death. The horrific truth was clear. 20-month-old Bella Amora Jordan had been murdered by her own father. 19-year-old Akeem Jamal Jordan and his 20-year-old friend Rahim Devar Farrell. The loss of Bella Amora Jordan left her family shattered, forced to face an unbearable goodbye. Shondraya Spencer announced Bella's funeral would take place on Friday, February 23, 2024, at 3 p.m. at Deliverance Outreach Ministry on 4375 Houston Avenue. The community gathered to mourn the precious 20-month-old, stolen by a brutal act. Meanwhile, authorities scrambled to fix their mistakes. The Bibb County District Attorney's Office moved to revoke Akeem Jordan's bond from his 2023 aggravated assault case against Shondraya. They pointed to the horrific new charges and the clear danger he posed to everyone around him. This tragedy sparked a bigger fight. The DA's office pushed for a major policy change, urging magistrate courts to deny bond in every domestic violence case where a victim is seriously hurt. District Attorney Anita Howard vowed to work with courts to keep dangerous abusers locked up while their threat level is assessed, hoping to stop future tragedies. But for Bella, these changes came too late. The innocent toddler paid the ultimate price for a system that failed to act swiftly. The community reeled, grappling with shock and grief as investigators worked tirelessly to unravel the events leading to Bella's death. Was Akeem's obsession with Shondraya the driving force? His Facebook claimed he was single, suggesting he'd moved on, but that was a lie. His actions told a darker story. Bella's tragedy isn't just a news story. It's a heartbreaking warning of how love can twist into obsession, and how a slow justice system can cost the most innocent lives. Domestic violence hides behind closed doors. One moment, someone can seem charming in public. The next, they're a monster at home. Shondraya survived unimaginable horror, only to face the devastating loss of her baby girl. Our hearts go out to Shondraya, her family, and all the victims of this nightmare. We hope justice will bring some peace. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this tragic case?